that Weekend loves will randomly grab that Odin and bring him in there, and he has a lot of setup potential. And the big thing about that Odin
with the ISIS pick, right? I mean, it's I think it was a great ban.
Which the big thing for the Odin is to make it very easy for Kiki, who's been very weak.
Instead, they like to put it on the back of Cyclone Spin, and he does a fine job.
Oh yeah.
I'll take a look at our solo lane matchup here, which was definitely dictated a lot of the pace of that last game. It's on the right side of your screen, Meerkat. The left side, Cyclone Spin, the god. 605 GPM, 20.8 KDA.
What does that even mean?
That means that he's getting 20.8 kills plus half of his assists for every time he dies.
I think if I went and played any ranked game all day, I maybe get 20 kills. Total.
Maybe. Well, and that's why you don't play for Melior Morior. Let's go into the picks and bans, guys, and see how this one shakes out. It's game number 2 of best of 3 set with a 1-game advantage to M, who will be wearing the red in this game. First pick, first ban to the side of Cognitive Gaming.
So it's going to be Hunbats is going to be taken out instantly here. They don't want to deal with Cyclone Spin at all. So some teams prioritize banning out junglers. Some teams prioritize banning out supports. Really what we're seeing out of most teams who are going up against M is banning out every single solo laner there is.
That's the strat?
Yeah. I mean, you ban Hunbats, and then you just kind of sit back and do whatever you want.
So Bastet banned here by MM. They don't want to give that away. I guess they don't want to deal with it, which maybe indicates that they're looking at picking up some less than mobile gods. With Bastet really excels against those. The Poseidon come to mind.
Yeah.
So maybe a priority here for MM, banning out that Bastet. Athena gone as well, so Cognitive really target bans, given how this matchup is going. Hunbots and Athena off the board. Kali erased, as well as Bastet. So once again, Circuit left open.
It's weird that we're still seeing so much priority happening with Kali because games have been ending so much faster, where games are normally ending was kind of that point where Kali gets online. But I guess that one team fight has the ability to swing the game instantly. So Sylvanas will get picked up immediately here for Cog. Option over to M. We could see a variety of things here, but my guess would be they would probably grab their mid laner now, which would be Poseidon to get Kiki at home.
No, it's the Arachne. We saw her banned out the last couple games.
Okay.
So we'll open up with their Arachne here. Maybe a support, maybe a mid laner out of the second pick. Could be either. No. Oh, no.
Oh, how did... Oh, we let that slipped our mind, Bart.
That's solo lane Arachne, then.
That's
Can't imagine a solo lane Circuit.
No. Well, dude, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows, dude? It's Cyclone.
Cyclone's... He is a freak of nature. But how do you even play Circuit in a solo lane?
You use your 3 to get to the archers, and then use your 1 to go through the whole wave. And it works at level 7.
Gotcha. So before that, you're just sitting under tower using Hand of the Gods.
Yep, you got it.
Okay, gotcha. Well, it's a possibility. My money's on Arachne, though.
Yeah.
Isis gets picked up as well. That is going to be going directly to Heroin. No shocker there. And now it is going to be rounding out the final spot here, which Incon might grab Geb right here. They might prioritize grabbing the support. Could be Bacchus as well. It's actually interesting that we're not seeing the Bacchus because Allied loves playing with Bacchus.
Well, this kind of, once again, factors into this idea that perhaps MM is looking to run a slightly non-mobile carry or mid laner. The Geb, very good at helping bailing those types of characters out, and the Bastet ban as well, indicating that. So, Bakasura, banned out now by MM. Another character that excels against low mobility type gods. They can't kind of get away from him or peel or leap away, even with the beads. Dare I say it, Scott Gandhi? Are we going to see a Freya?
Our girl? Allied's girl?
Oh, they did it.
Nice. Dude, Allied, this was his god last game.
Wow. I was kidding, for the record.
So the question, Bart, is how...
Get hyped, dude.
How good is purple buff on Freya?
It's really
What the Naja?
Now a Naja? What is this life?
Clearly a girl, but somehow is a man.
Everyone's putting on their clown shoes here.
Yeah. Maybe this is the troll game. No.
We got some spicy picks here.
I love the tier. Tier's probably right now my favorite god to play, just because of how much CC you have and how he's just impossible to kill.
I expect 10,000-0 out of Freya.
10,000-0.
He's going to get 10,000 kills and Eclipse Cyclone Spin as the number one KDA.
I'm expecting about. I think he's gonna do just cliche allied. He'll probably we might talk about him like we might talk about him in one team fight, and he'll end the game at like 7-4.
It's going to be the whoop into the Agni bombs on someone that's going to change the game. That's a great setup, honestly. The Freya whoop sets up a lot for this. Yeah, Geb, Agni.
It's just really weird seeing Serket and
Hell,
Arachne.
Freya scoops them into the falling on the webs, right? I mean, that could work too.
Well, that's. I mean, what's going to happen with Serket? Can't go in the solo. My heart can't handle that.
It's really unlikely, considering that they have two assassins. One of them has reasonably good sustain and manageable wave clear. The other one is Serket with no sustain and no HP, no wave clear.
Okay.
No chance.
Yeah, no. You're 100% wrong. So Weekends, for those of you who don't know, Weekends' Twitter icon is a weird little scorpion thing, stinger, because he loves Serket. And he's going to pass that off to Cyclone Spin.
My God. What are they doing?
Dude, I don't know. So,
is this real life?
I don't like it.
I don't see.
Look, maybe they're at this point where Eminem can just do whatever they want, however they want, bro. Like, maybe that's where they're at.
He's going to go 30, 0 and 30.
Dude, 30 kills in 30 minutes. I'm saying it's going to be a 30-minute game.
This one, you think?
Yeah.
I don't think this one's going that late.
Well,
it's going to be a snowball, boys.
Either looking at it, with the exception of Naja, which apparently Naja might be coming back. I know Pecky's in the back he's on the Naja hype train, but maybe.
I gotta tell you, I'm pretty excited to play this weekend and see if I can beat on some solo Serkets. I hope so. That'd be great.
I'll be on the Xbox One. They don't have Serket yet.
Really?
Unless they use Favor.
No Serket yet?
No, I mean it's there, but no Xbox player's gonna just be like, oh yeah, I like Serket. I'm gonna unlock her.
Okay.
Right? They're gonna be like, oh, Apollo's cool.
Agni's cool. He's got two heads.
Agni's also very, very cheap to rent for Favor as well.
But yeah, this one with all these assassins on the side of Melior and Morior, this one feels like it is going to be a very snowball style of game. So
yeah.
Either they're going to get way ahead with this, similar to what we saw last game, or they're going to have their work cut out for them against the superior CC and Tier. Really, the assassin eater is Tier. So
yeah, they're gonna. If I'm Mask, I pretty much babysit Meerkat throughout the entire duration of this game.
Yeah, not just for a few minutes, but he needs to make sure that that this Tier is big and bad.
You get Tier like a rune forged hammer on him. You get him some boots, and then you get him a next item, and then you can leave. Like you get rune forged Jotuns, and then you can peace out. But taking a look at the mid lane here. So the big thing, Isis, she kind of made an impact last game, but that was on Kiki. Now Kiki playing Agni, which is one of the gods you have to have in the mid lane. We said in the jungle you have to have Thor. In the mid lane you have to have Agni. We haven't seen it from him yet.
Oh, well, there goes First Blood. Cyclone Spin on the rotation.
Oh, that's a thing. Yeah.
With Weekend, and they both just go to the mid lane, because hell, why not?
They're both junglers, bro.
Yeah, double jungle.
Double jungle. But I got a lot of eyes on Agni here to see how he does throughout this entire game.
How will Kiki play a male god? Only seen it once or twice out of him. For whatever reason,
Poseidon.
he heavily favors female gods.
Maybe he likes the art a little better, Bart.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a boob man.
Yeah. I get it. Maybe he hates men. Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, always a possibility. You got to see through his window every once in a while, Bart. So Serket coming on. Wow. Going all the way in. Does she have the
just
follow-up?
Needs to hit him with a damn in-hand.
Just come on.
There we go. Another side.
Oh, no way. Good plays.
Oh, man.
Very good shoe. Very good shoe. One in-hand. So Serket's passive, she stacks up this poison on you when she hits you with those abilities, and she strips it away, and it does insane amount of damage, and you die. Tyr avoided that entire time and is still in lane. He switched stances. He's going to heal off this wave. Great play.
I don't know about that, Mask. He goes up and boxes the Arachne a little bit. She takes to the web now. He's going to run him down. Geb's here. There's the slow. Here comes Sylvanas. It's a fight. 6 seconds. The mid camps come up. Who will be the victor?
Well, Weekend has no mana. Weekend's completely forced out. Kiki hasn't done anything in this team fight. Hasn't dropped a bomb or really anything at all. Yeah, he didn't use a single one. Okay.
All right. Well,
that's pretty much how you deter those fights in the mid lane is drop bombs on them.
Sometimes you don't even have to.
Yep. So now here comes the rotation.
Oh,
Weekend could be in a lot of trouble. Cyclone's been looking for it. Here comes one Agni Bomb, looking for a second one. The knock-up hit. That's going to be on Geb. Geb forced to roll out. Sylvanas cleans that one up. Cyclone Spin is in a cognitive sandwich, but he's Circuit. He can jump out.
Yeah, he's perfectly happy. Mr. Wen is not interested in being part of that fight any longer. Kiki dodges the Heart Bomb, but will eat the Mesmerize. Dashing away. Are they going to dive here? Last in hand, not enough. And here comes Allied. Taking to the sky is Freya.
Oh!
And now getting pulled right back in for his trouble.
And now he's going to get juggled by Meerkat. No follow-up, though. Geb Shield comes to mitigate some damage. And now we're going to see a little bit of the old standoff as the hearts will come out. They might look to go for the Gold Fury. They don't really have that ability to get it, though. They're just most likely going to head back and buy some stuff. Gold in hand, 1900 on Circuit.
Pretty good at taking objectives. Spawning the Spiderlings, Gold Fury takes 3-4 hits to kill those.
That's actually a really good point.
He's got he does okay. He spawns minions, so not quite as good as Legacy Arachne at taking down the Gold Fury, but still capable.
Legacy Arachne. Is that old school?
Yes.
Well, didn't she have a Sylvanas pull?
Yes, that was her ultimate. She had lots of abilities.
Sounds awful.
Jump on your head and silence you and do damage, similar to Circuit.
Weekend gets a kill on Heroin here. Continuing to go. They're going to get juggled.
Fearless.
Mask is like, hey, man, I'm weak. And Meerkat's going to go back in.
General kind of rule of thumb is that you probably don't want to be fighting, by your enemy's back camps at the 5th minute, but having none of it, Mask. You got to be salty about that one. You see that?
Mm-hmm. He's got to be a
He
little
dashes after the dash, and his dash does not come up ahead.
dash. The pull's going to barely miss as Weekend takes to the web. Then he's going to go ahead and clear through that. Now taking a look at the left side here. Cupid's going to go ahead and push this wave very easily. Isis, no problem, just shoving through. They prefer this. Really, Cognitive Gaming they don't seem to be a super aggressive team. They're more along the lines of, okay, let's take things just very slow and we'll ease into team fights, then we'll win that way.
Well, at least so far in these games that we've seen out of them today, and looking back to the qualifiers as well, yeah, they don't really seem to have a pace necessarily that they're comfortable with.
No.
It reminds me a little bit of a baby, the Name Changers, as they're known now. They don't really necessarily play with a style. They kind of just play the game exceptionally well. In fact, nearly perfectly, you could say, out of the boys of Cognitive Red from last season.
Oh, yeah.
And it seems like it's a similar playstyle coming out of Cognitive Gaming, but not really quite the same identity that you would expect out of a team like, say, MM. That's a lot of assassins, very aggro, and looking to, generally speaking, snowball one target.
Yep.
But all things told here, it's a fairly close game as we approach the 6-minute mark. It's about 700 gold lead for MM. No Gold Furies down.
This is big.
So far. We have a trade goes down in the right side lane as
Cyclone Spin just that was pure cockiness. he was trying to aggress the best he could, and he ended up diving, not respecting the fact that Tyr can juggle him with his 1 and 2 into the tower, and took 3 tower shots because of it.
Fatalis is completed by Young Allied now. So.
Oh yeah, we forgot he's on Freya.
Where is he going to go with his next item is the question. Will it be the no boots build? Now they don't have penetration. He's going to go straight for demonic grip. Will it be power boots coming his way? Unlikely, I would say, for cooldown boots, but I guess anything's possible.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's going to be cooldown boots. I think he would value the 60 power on the power boots rather than not.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We haven't seen a Freya, so we have no idea what people are. Hell, we haven't even seen an Ao Guang. You realize that?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is really weird.
I think he's still totally powerful.
Yeah, we didn't change him that much.
No. Taukan's ring's still exceptionally good for him, and pretty cheap as well. But
So traditional Freya is pretty much power boots after haste and
Pen
Fatalis
boots, haste Fatalis, pen boots into demonic grip into
Bancroft.
usually Bancroft, yeah.
And then if the game still is going on and you haven't ended,
whatever the hell you want at that point, yeah. Wing Blade, Ratatouille, Sprint.
Yeah, we saw a deviation with, I believe it was Ataraxia in the EU regionals with Pythagram's piece.
Yeah, Pythagram's and like a Witchblade, I think.
Yeah. No boots build.
Yeah, I would expect a no boots build coming out here as well, to be honest with you.
Weekend lining up the kill. He's got him right in front.
That was
and
weird.
Webb's going to go down.
Poison may be enough to tick him down. It's going to be close. Looks like not enough yet. Looking for the skill cycle spin.
Yeah.
If there's one thing Circuit's good at, it's being mobile and chasing it down. A couple big circles lined up there, but Cognitive Gaming securing that Gold Fury. Even as the action happens on the right side, they may find more here. As once again, Mass just off the mark with that ultimate from Najah. The bomb over the top. On top of that ultimate from Geb, doing a lot there. Allied stunned out by the short-range spear bomb, but now should be able to run them down. Needs, that's a big stun. It hopefully gets him back into range. Yes, and now with the pull from the Circuit as well. That Fatalis, you got to buy some time for Freya. 5 or 6 seconds of downtime in between the Pulse Radiate combo, in which it's hard for him to close the distance. And the team does it, and they net a few kills out of that bad boy. But Gold Fury does go the way of Cog.
Now, that's the problem that M&M's going to have when they go against teams like Cloud9 and Name Changers, is the fact that after about 7 minutes, Weekend still loves camping Cyclone, or camping for Cyclone Spin. And if any of those teams see that 2 people rotated over into the solo lane, they're just going to start Gold Fury that we just saw from Cog.
Right.
Now, when you're talking about 2 world-class teams like Cloud9 and Name Changers, that's the game.
Right. It's all about having a superior vision and figuring out where the next rotation is going to be, so that you can counter on the other side of the map, or dodge the fight, or take the fight as you like it.
Mass now just going to kind of walk hand in hand with Heroine here into the mid Harpies. Taking a look at the player damage, no real shocker as Circuit leads the way. That's pretty traditional with Cyclone Spin. Right behind him, though, is Agni. So the AoE bombs, his ultimate, doing very, very well for him so far. He's been involved in some team fights. He's got 4 assists to a name, no kills. But that might change here as, Mass could be in trouble here. But they got the pull.
Yeah, he finds his way out of that one. But is forced to use ultimate to do so. And it looks like Kiki, if you look at the itemization, it looks like he's going to be the one building a Divine Ruin for the team. So no real exceptional healer for Cognitive Gaming, but just a lot of it. Isis can heal, Sylvanas, Cupid, and Tyr, all with heals. None of them truly like a hell heal, for example, but all of them with that still makes sense to find this Divine Ruin.
Yeah, Sylvanas you just kind of get just because. I wonder if we'll see Brawler's Beatsticks, though, come out. We have 2 people who really benefit from penetration.
Penetrate. It sounds like a
penetrate.
It sounds like a pharmaceutical drug.
Yeah.
Penetrate.
Yeah. Well, anyways, in Arachne and Circuit, so either of them could kind of pick it up. Doubtful that it's going to be the Circuit.
Oh,
beautiful!
That's how you play the game right there.
The people's Freya now.
Yeah.
No, he's not that. He's only
Mask having a tough game, honestly. All of his ultimates have either been defensive or just barely missing, which maybe a little tilt from Mask, especially as that whoop comes out of what seemed to be a pretty guaranteed kill. And Allied finds his way out.
Which is also it's one thing, and this is something to kind of consider, it's one thing to be in an event and kind of pull your head out of your butt when you're down 0-1 in a best of 3. It's another to be at home in your comfort when you can mute your mic and just sit there and kind of just grumble to yourself and have to bounce back from an 0-1 if your team through.
And in your competition history, which did you prefer? Do you think it's easier to come back in LAN or at home?
Easier to come back online for sure. There's just you just have so many innate excuses online, right?
Right.
Oh, the server lag.
Sure. The old MoX excuse.
Yeah, all MoX. So yeah, LAN's always easier, but it's not an excuse and it's not a crutch. Real players are going to step up to the competition when it comes.
Damn.
That's it.
Real players. We got some real players here, Scott, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
As Shinsai's are completed for Arachne, Jotun's Wrath is done on your solo lane, Circuit. And Divine Ruin up and running for your Agni on the other side. Runeforge Hammer, the only real completed item so far here.
He even bought Hand of the Gods, too. Oh, God. This Cyclone Spin. He's a guy.
He is a guy. Yeah, definitely. Confirmed male.
Yeah, he's a guy. He's interesting. So Ice is now looking like she most likely will be going into a Warlock Sesh in her next item. Runeforged Hammer is going to be done for Tyr. This is a great item, one of my favorites in the game. 350 health and 55 physical protection. It's perfect if you are a solo laner going against another physical damage dealing.
To be fair, Serket does do percentage damage. Raw HP not the best against her. Sylvanas forced to use his ultimate. Last Agni Bomb on the mark. And here comes Weakling to clean up this one. Jigs is going to take a fall there. Kiki eats a Naja ultimate and a Naja now. There's no way you make it out of this one. Stunned a little bit off the mark. Weakling going to try to chase this one down. And it's a nice whoop from Allied. He's likely paying with his life here, though, as Weakling tries to stay relevant in the back lines. Agni Bombs yet again, but without any more to follow it up. It's a full-on retreat. At least it should be. Whirlwind. Maybe he'll pick this one up. The stun is there, but the dunk from Meerkat on the mark. Weakling wraps him up and runs away.
Weakling still might die, though. Yep. Yeah. Curtains, buddy. That's why tier is so fun.
Yeah,
You
Meerkat
lock,
just waited
when
for him
you
to zig
lock
and then-
someone up, or when you lock up like a team, and then it's just like followed up with some CC, you're like, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I
the
did
man.
that. Yeah.
I bring the law.
Yeah. He does.
He does?
One Gold Fury already to the credit. No, I'm sorry. Yes, it is. I'm crazy.
One Gold Fury.
One Gold Fury already
You're
to
not
the credit-
crazy, man.
To the credit of Cognitive Gaming, and considering another there, as this one is pretty tied up, and honestly, it's the same story we've been seeing all day from versus Cog. Gold, damn near close, but Cog just giving up a few too many kills and losing the experience battle really heavily here.
Incon now. He's looking for it. Rollout's online. He's not going to do it. He goes through the Geb shield on himself. He's going to get juggled out.
He's just being smacked around.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to even make it in time. And Cognitive, once again, showing us
Ooh.
they know how to make the gold. They just have a hard time making up the experience. And Smite is a game where kills are disproportionately granting you XP versus the gold that they give you.
Yep.
It's really much more of the comeback mechanic, quote unquote, to call it that, is around experience, not gold. So it's actually much harder to overcome a gold deficit than the XP deficit, but at the same time, it's easier to build an XP lead. So we'll see how Cog responds to this one. They need a couple more good fights, and well, they missed their CC chain there as the ultimate comes down from Naja, but they do clean up Cyclone Spin, and that one was clockwork for them.
I'll tell you what. Cog, when this team learns to win these like random kind of scrappy fights where it's not all planned and methodical, this will be a team to watch for sure.
Yeah, as they develop.
Yeah. You can see that by the end of this season, I'm expecting this will be a top 3 team in North America.
Wow, that's a bold
Not
prediction.
split one, but I'm saying season 2. I really think so. They just get it, man. They always lock down the objectives. They're very, very consistent and very, very calculated with everything they do, and they're hungry.
I'm hungry too, Scott.
Dude, it is like 6:30.
It's 10-7.
Well, 6:50. Weekend wins a one-on-one battle.
I'm glad you guys are here joining us for Thursday Night Smite. We'll be doing this bad
Really
boy
fun to say.
every Thursday for you here, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with one set out of North America, one set out of Europe. This, of course, our second series of the day. It's from North America. It's versus Cog. Up 1-0 is here about 15.5 minutes into game number 2 of a best-of-3 set. And not necessarily in the driver's seat and hand on the throttle, but definitely seeming a bit more in control of this one than Cog, who, even though they keep on taking these objectives, still are having a hard time finding that real foothold to try to climb ahead of MM.
Yep. It's going to be tough. I mean, we're 16 minutes here. We're getting to the point where Fire Giant becomes a possibility, but in 3 minutes, we'll probably see another Gold Fury fight, and that's going to kind of break things open. As it stands right now, Cog has been fantastic at securing objectives. They've been doing fantastic with it, and MM's just kind of been a little bit slow. You wouldn't say that these are Gold Fury steals. These are more or less just securing the Gold Fury that they've started. They haven't gotten lucky, right?
Yeah, they've just been controlling Incon well.
Yeah.
They know where he is, and they do a good job of zoning him. Even though Jigs has gotten picked a few times in this game, not when it counts.
Hey, that was exactly what I was saying. Look at this. Allied, where he's going to end in some, like, normal kind of fashion, but he wins. He keeps winning one-on-ones, which that interaction, shouldn't it favor Cupid in a one-on-one?
It's so hard to say. It's been so long, but yeah, you would expect Cupid to get the better of it. Although Freya, this is really one of her stronger timings with the power boots on top of the Fatalis, and Demonic Grip, once again, going to spike her back up. And Freya has some amount of carry potential, but I wonder if he'll get enough items to really be a hard carry this game like you would see out of a 4 or 5 slot Hunter. Right, you're not going to have the 500-600 damage crits coming out, but you will have very nice consistent damage. Another thing Freya is fairly deficient at, as you see here, is tower damage.
I was just getting ready to say, this team is really, really bad at seizing towers.
Yeah, not really any range damage coming out of them.
No.
Ranged physical damage, that is. So, yeah, tower's going to be a struggle.
If it gets to that weird kind of stalemate as they push down, dude, MM might be in trouble. Fire Giant has been started. Hurlwind's got his ultimate down as well. It's going to be their circle of protection. It's going to help them just a bit, and they're going to get out of this one. Incon's going to rotate in. Meerkat now looking to go directly onto Kiki. That's his target he wants to kill. Tyr does such a good job at just destroying mages. Mask is going to get hit by a Cataclysm. They're delaying it the best they can, and it's still not done. Sylvanas' ultimate forced out.
Max actually aggroed the mid-camp there and was forced out of that fight completely as the poison was on him. Incon, you can see, trying to run that one down. The ultimate used. Incon, please, no. He wisely lets that one go. As there's other bounties to be had. It's Jigs cleaned up on the backside of that fight. Cyclone's been also going down there. So it's a one-for-one trade in favor of Cog, though, for sure, as they trade Jigs for a solo lane Circuit.
As we expected, Freya, a.k.a. Allied, 5-1. I think we've talked about him once.
Right, yeah. And now Demonic Grip, so he is ready to rumble.
Yep.
Those two towers helping them a lot, honestly.
Yep, for sure. The two towers is really, really important for them as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of a focus go in on the Gold Fury and then a push towards the Phoenix, and so they can regroup and kind of go for the Fire Giant because it's the furthest point away. Probably would be the do.
Yeah, they got to be looking for some aggression on. But you know, if they overextend on that side, they will leave the Fire Giant open at the same right. So it's always a little bit of a guessing game.
Yeah, it's tough. It's kind of like that play that Young Bay had to make, right?
Yeah.
Where he was like, well, you know, I might throw the game, but
it's more likely I don't throw it. So let's keep going.
Yeah.
Circuit finding a little bit of time to free farm here, get some items up. Deathbringer looming on the horizon for the assassin solo laner for MM. Book of Thoth completed on the Kiki, so finally has some damage items to go with his Book of Thoth now. Mask, once again, getting kind of bullied this game. Naja hasn't had a very strong showing, to be honest. And Mask today hasn't had a great showing.
No. In his defense, he was towards the top of player damage, but now he's rounding out the top 5. So he's doing 7,100 player damage. It's just, it's going to be tough. I mean, next he's going to have his crit built, which is going to really help him if he locks anyone down with an ultimate. But his problem hasn't been hitting the ultimates or doing the damage. It's the fact that he's been put in these weird situations where he's forced to ultimate out of them.
Right.
Not good.
Yeah, you need those ultimates. And in many ways, Naja is like Thanatos in terms of the start you really want to have to get ahead. Although Naja does bring a lot more carry potential to the table than a Thanatos ever will with that attack speed stim. And,
whatever happened to Naja support? Remember when that was a thing in ranked last year?
I think it's still just as swaggy, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, that's the do. You're going to do Naja. You go for it.
There we go. Jigs doesn't get anything out of that one as they bees it away. And now the fight continues to break out. It's Mask who's going to be the first to fall. Famous hate. We call that the Cupid's Curse. Just desperately trying to fire off that ultimate any way you can. Allied now going to fall back. No body block on the Jigs. Fields of Love comes out. Allied, he's going to eat this one. But he's going to burn through Famous hate before he does. And nicely timed Aegis, honestly, there.
Yeah.
Really nice play. And now Circuit under tower. Probably not the target they really wanted a Geb Shield there. They probably would have much preferred to get something a little bit more damage potential from the in-hands, like the Freya, ideally, in that position. But they'll take the Gold Fury as a consolation prize. The first one of the game to the 2 of Cognitive Gaming, but this time it just feels like Melior and Morior gets so much more out of that objective now, as they can maybe look to pressure the mid lane as well.
Yeah, shockingly enough, we're actually not seeing them go ahead and push down the dual lane all the way down, or the long lane, if you will, just to kind of keep more vision in that lane and kind of keep more tabs on Cog. Instead, they decide, hey, man, we got a bunch of money. Let's go back and buy.
Fair enough. It's an Odyssey bow started up here for Arachne, so it's not going to be the Ick-File that you maybe would have expected.
Yeah. Normally, the Ickville comes on a little bit earlier as well, too.
Yeah, so Odysseus bow. Chain Lightning going to be the play for Weekend here, as Allied continues to progress down the very average Freya build. This is exactly what you would expect out of Freyas.
Yeah, this is standard to a T. You got Bancrofts, and then you round out with Rada Tahuti.
Yeah, and then go back for an Obsidian Shard or a Spear of the Magus. Or, honestly, the Pen will probably come out for that Tahuti, considering they're probably looking to end this game sooner rather than later.
Yeah, they never had to really deal with Heartward Amulet either.
That's right. Yeah,
which is going to be big. So, yeah, Penetration probably would be the next one.
Yeah, it comes down to a question of, is it going to be the Spear of the Magus that we've seen be very popular in the meta so far, or the Obsidian Shard?
Which one synergizes better with Freya? It's been so long. I think it's Obsidian,
it depends on if you want your ultimate or your in-hands to do more damage.
I'm assuming you want in-hands, right?
Usually, yeah. So Magus would be your pick for the in-hand damage. More often than not, because with the Fatalis, you're going to be kind of burning people down over time. And Magus outperforms Obsidian Shard if you're going to hit somebody more than once by quite a bit. So likely to be that.
So looking at it, Blink is up here for Incon. He jumps in. There's the Cataclysm. He has the knockup. There's no follow-up, though. Kiki was just a little bit late with his ultimate. Geb Shield's going to be there. Fields of Love as well. They're doing everything they can. Arachne's going to try to dive. He sees the poison on it. He's got one, and now he's going to get tossed up into the air.
Yeah, no Deathbringer done, though. We can still will go down to the ultimate. I'm sorry, the Isis Wing Gust, but Isis gets erased by Allied. And, well, Allied doing Allied things. Meerkat shuts him down, however, at the end of that one. But will they find this tower eventually as Kiki tries to put out the damage? Meerkat continues to kite them around. And as a good tier always will, proving very difficult to kill. The dash is still not enough as the heart comes through. Meerkat surviving this one. And somehow Cock holds that tier 1.
I have no idea how that happened the way it did. I mean, Weaken getting thrown up by...
Comes out a Mask. Mask scoops Weaken there, and it's enough for them to turn it.
Helps him out just enough. It's one of the most infuriating things is when you get hit by Naja, get taken up into her ultimate.
Yeah, a lot of you're not doing anything for a while characters on the side of Cog. Between the tier and the Naja, you can be locked down for a tremendous amount of time.
Yep.
And in fact, it's a tier 1 going the other way as Cognitive pushes forward and takes the tier 1 tower mid. How about that? Nice defense.
Yeah, I mean, they got one tower to their name now, right? Which isn't the worst thing for him.
Could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Could be a tower worse, in fact.
Yeah. Could be 3 towers worse, Bart.
My God.
I know. I don't even know how that's possible. So now buffs going to their respective people. The Fire Giant dance should be starting up very, very soon.
Yeah, 24
Cupid
minutes.
won't be there. 24 minutes on the clock, as Bart stated. Taking a look at the items, Odysseus Bow will be next. Bancrofts is done.
Oh.
Blink comes in.
They found Jigs. Can they burst the Jigs? Burst heal from Isis to come through any moment. There it is, but Jigs still taking a lot. The Weakening Curse on top of him, and the Infinite Web is Arachne, and down he goes. They find a way to kill that Sylvanas, and now this becomes a dangerous and different... Oh, Kiki, come on, man. How many times have you seen that ability? Allied. Oh, wow. This is a good team, right? I mean, like...
Yeah.
They know their stuff there. You saw the Spirit Bomb hitting and Tyr in the right position there. I mean, they definitely know how to play the game, but edging them out is MM so far in this one.
Yeah, no, that, like I said, I really expect this team to start excelling towards the end of the season.
Yeah, I see it.
They have endless potential. The fact that they're really good at stuff that people normally get good at later, right? Normally we see like mechanical skill or just individual skill kind of come out in laning phase. COG is really good at securing objectives, stopping the inevitable pushes, and working together as a team.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really backwards from what we normally see.
On the other side here, MM, I mean, they not like they don't have their demons of their own. I mean, you can see Kiki, not necessarily your most powerhouse-style character. 0-11. He's got it done, but he's got it done in a weird way.
Yeah, it's not every day that you see 24 minutes and Spear Magus not be done on Agni as well as just more kills, right? Like, I love his build. I understand exactly what he's doing, but Kiki's got to follow. Yeah, like, you almost have to try to not find a kill with one of the meteors by now.
Yeah, but with all of the assassins on the side of Melior, I guess it's not that surprising that most of the kills go into their credit as well.
That's
Allied is rooted out by the Sylvanas. I'm sure he's not too thrilled about that. This Fatalis, he really buys that item so that he doesn't have that happen to him. But, oh, there's the bomb
there
for Kiki.
You go.
There's the kill secured. And Famous Hate to fall as well. We can take to the web. He's going to smack her on Herwind a bit. You can see him bleeding out, giving the life so that we can try to kite. Will be enough. They silence him as well. Now Force to Fight is weakened, but there's a bomb there. And Cycle Spin turns the corner to find Herwind. The taunts on a Meerkat. The ultimate as well. No more healing for you. One crit. Fearless Chain.
Oh!
Boom goes the Dynamite, and down will go the final member of Cognitive. It's a deicide in favor of MM.
That's a guaranteed Fire Giant, Bart, but you can see why. Tyr was so close. If it wasn't for that Geb shield, he probably would have gotten that kill. And that is why, even though right now Athena seems to be kind of favored amongst the pros over Geb, Geb still has that shield. And until that shield changes, which probably won't, because it's damn good.
David Hance, a.k.a. Allied. 9-3-6 on a Freya. I haven't seen her in a long time. He tops player damage charts as well as Let's see. Is he rocking the net worth? Yes, he is. He's about 3 gold ahead of Weekend. But they're both 1,000 gold behind Cyclone Spin. How do you do it, kid?
Dude, Cyclone Spin can just be good with it.
I mean, it feels like he wasn't even in the lane. Right?
He wasn't. Which is really backwards for solo lane. Right?
Yeah, that's usually the island.
Yeah, that's
The island.
Yeah. Normally it's like, oh yeah, okay, here's Omega. He's level 20. We're level 12. He's Vamana. He pops Sprint.
I'm glad you
We're
brought
all
that up, honestly. Like, how is Cyclone Spin Shenanigans going to stack up against players like Omega?
It didn't stack up well versus Divios.
True, yeah. But it was a Shibalanka into a Hades, which is like
It's still.
the least clear versus the most clear.
Yeah. Level 2, he kills almost all but one. Yeah, no. That's the big question for me. Is how does aggro assassins going into solo lane stack up versus tanky bruisers?
Well, versus Omega and Devious.
Yeah.
Right, the 2 players we really haven't seen this team play against.
Well, also, who the hell is Divios or Omega even playing? Are they playing Giannis? Are they going with mages? Normally, it's those
Or are
two.
they just playing,
Yeah.
Bakasura, Hunbots, and Circuit also?
Like, normally it's those two teams scrimming against one another and, like, keeping strategies to themselves, and then they play, and then they raffle stomp.
Right.
And it just seems like since they only scrim versus each other, Eminem and the other guys, like Eager, are just so far below. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe these aggro assassins and Cyclone Spin can just do everything.
So as the spectator was showing you there, beads down for Naja in this engagement. So
That's a problem.
If MM took note of that, they have a very easy bid for this mid tower, and down it will go. So the final tier 2 to fall to MM. Obviously, their gold lead continues to expand as they take down these structures with a Fire Giant buff. 9k gold, 19k experience. And while the Phoenix push comes next. But that pesky Isis is going to be able to clear the way fairly well. So
Blink is up, though. We do have Blink up for Geb. So eyes on Incon right now. We normally don't give much love to the supports, but in a situation where it comes down to seizing a tower or a Phoenix, always eyes on the support.
Now riding on board with Geb 1 here as Incon looks for his,
God, that
his
skin's
moment.
great.
Really is. He's an entire space base.
Yeah.
He's a space base.
He's waiting. They're going to go ahead and shove through these minions. They don't want to take any more additional damage. But on top of that, on the right lane, they want to just shove it all the way up.
Well, this is when they like look at each other and they're like, did we really draft no range damage? Like, how the hell are we going to break this base? And you can see it here. I mean, it was like Weekend kind of tries to approach the Phoenix, and it's just immediately like, nope. Woo! And the answer is they're going to try to fight and kill everybody. Mask barely making out this one alive. Freya may take this guy on this one. No, it's Weekend across the infinite web. The spider's around, and Mask is dead. Now the fight continues. Will they find another target to kill? Meerkat, maybe the next one to follow. His famous hate's already gone down to Allied, who just walked him down as Freya does so well. Allied standing his ground. He's pushed around by Tyr, but it's back into the team where there's Geb shields and waiting if he needs them, but he doesn't. It's a Phoenix in the mid to go down. Right side lane, Cyclone Spin smacking away at the right side Phoenix. The second Phoenix should be falling here shortly as MM continues on in. The bombs are there. It's a double stun. The fist as well. The dash on through. It's the dream. It's the dream.
They have everything they need to. Jake's just trying to stay alive here. He goes for the pull. He's got the pull in. Do they have that? They don't have the fall of Cyclone. Just too fast. A mechanical guru, if you will. 50% and dropping. Jake's trying to throw everything down he can.
Lightning doing work here
Tyr,
as well.
he's doing everything he can, but it's just not enough. 21%. Titan goes down. M&M not only win another game, but they dominate the competition, which is what we've been seeing every single time.
And they now join Dignitas as a 2-0 team in their respective regions. So we saw them pick up their second win today. Upcoming Stars and the boys from Cognitive coming up a little short today versus Dignitas and MM. But
Yeah.
what did you any big takeaways from what we saw at MM today besides don't let Cyclone Spin play the game? Like, you can't really ban them, just like try to find a way to have them not play.
It's interesting, right? We're going to go ahead and take a look at the first
Mad
blood of the game.
madness in this first blood. A two-man rotation out of the solo lane
Makes
with
no
two
sense.
assassins. It caught everybody by surprise. Because look at this. No one is expecting this to happen as in comes Circuit.
I think the big thing I take from Eminem is that you have to have